GTA 6 hasn't even dropped yet, and we're already feeling the ripples of how they chose to deliver content. EA's College Football 27 drops tomorrow, and before it even launches, people are already furious about Dynasty mode. Now, if you ask any NCAA college football player what their favorite mode is, most will tell you it's Dynasty or Road to Glory. Dynasty lets you run an entire school's football program. Road to Glory lets you build a created player from the ground up. And here's the thing that made these modes special. Unlike Ultimate Team, EA's long-standing pay-to-win mode that shows up in every single one of their sports games, Dynasty and Road to Glory had largely been untouched by microtransactions. That was the problem. That was the safe space. So what did EA do? To max out your coaching level in Dynasty naturally, you need 150 championship runs, or you can't pay an extra $100 and get there instant. They took the one mode people trusted and turned it into a thing that we all know far too well. The ripple is already here. Let's break down exactly how bad this is. To reach level 100 coaching, you need 2.5 million XP. A full national championship run earns you 16,250. That means roughly 150 or more championship runs just to max out naturally. 150 playoff runs in a football game, and what does EA do? They lock the solution behind the $100 version of the game. They sell you level skips on top of that. How they entice you to purchase the deluxe edition or the $100 edition is by offering you 1/3 of the total needed points to buy out your coaching levels, because it costs about 12,000 points, they say, to max out your coaching level to 100. So if that is the case, then I just feel like it goes to show these are how the different ways they entice you, like making you feel like they're giving you a good deal. So this is what I mean by sell you a solution, by the way. But back to the video. So you could be paying $200 on a single game just to have your time respected in one mode. People want to say we don't have the right to complain, but when you look at GTA 6 and how it's already affected the gaming landscape, how can we not? At this point, if you don't see a problem with how things are going, you're just riding for these corporations, plain and simple. The best way I can describe what these companies are doing is pure exploitation. And here's what gets me. I've never seen a group of people so willing to be exploited with almost no pushback. Ever since gaming went fully corporate, they found ways to keep doing it, and we just keep letting them. When I was growing up as a gamer, we pushed back. We complained loud enough that things couldn't get this far out of control. But now, people are just happy to buy the same annual release every year and spend hundreds, if not thousands, on a glorified roster update. Take-Two, the offline community, my GM, my league, those players complain every single year that the game gets worse. Barely any improvements. Nothing. You know why? Because there's no real way to monetize those modes without making people furious. So 2K just doesn't invest in them, is what it seems like. All the innovation, all the attention, it goes to my career and my team, because that's where the money is made. I was recently part of the 2K community. I'm done with it now. But I'll say this, I was balling on people with a 25 layup in 2K26, frying centers, taking them to the cup every time, contact layups, greening. That's how I knew the game was cooked. Check my YouTube shorts, it's all there. You know what gaming reminds me of right now? Las Vegas. Las Vegas used to be a strip of individually owned, family-run businesses. And because they had to compete with each other, they kept prices low, cheap hotels, cheap buffets. You got genuine value because somebody else was willing to give you a better deal. Then the corporations came in, bought everything up, and once one entity controls the market, prices go up, quality goes down, and nobody's competing for your loyalty anymore. That's exactly what's happening in gaming right now. Once one company finds a new way to extract money, everybody else copies it in unison across every game type. And here's what unchecked support actually cost us. Blade. I grew up on these movies. The concept of playing that in a game today with what developers are capable of now felt long overdue. That game may be getting canceled. Now, we don't know how the development's gonna go, but I think I did read that they're going independent or somebody bought them out, one of the two, so hopefully we can get that game. But that's what happens when the industry is so focused on squeezing money out of existing products that there's nothing left for new ones. The creativity gets cut first, and then you have Sony making all this money, shutting down their physical disc plant, the biggest one at that, not to invest in better games, but to pivot towards AI and keep shareholders happy. That's the real reason the disc went away, not because nobody wants physical. We've already proven that's not true. And then you have something like Expedition 2033. I know I reference it all the time, but it was just a great game. You buy it once, it's packed with content, free update, a complete finished game that respects your time and your money. I genuinely don't even know if there's a paid DLC in that game because I was so overwhelmed by how much content there was that I never felt the need to look. That's the standard. That's what gaming used to feel like, and we need to get back there. That's the whole reason I started this channel. I love video games, and I do not want to see them go the way of everything else that we once loved that these corporations came in and ruined. It has to start with us. Think about how change was made through group economics. People stopped spending their money with businesses that didn't respect them, and when that money stopped coming in, things started to move. That's the power of collective action. We are the last generation to experience true physical media. Everything we had, we owned it. The only way someone could take it from you was to break into your home. Today, we're just allowing people to take our property. I don't care what the license says. I gave you money for that. It should be mine. If you take away physical media entirely, we won't own anything. The things you love will only exist as long as they perform well enough for some corporation to keep them on their platform. We've seen it with movies, we've seen it with music, we've seen it with games. They will take your shit if it's digital, but they have to pry it from your cold dead hands if you have it physical. That's really what it all comes down to. It ultimately just kills the resale market where you can trade games with people or buy games for cheaper than they would normally be. If you take away physical, then essentially Sony gets to keep charging $80, or like Call of Duty, they can charge $60 for a 10-year-old game and $50 for the season pass. So all around, we need physical media to keep some form of leverage. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe and leave a like and drop a comment. How do you feel about the state of microtransactions right now? I want to hear where people actually stand on this.